Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're going to do something a little bit different this time. I'm going to go over the spoilers as you see here that are on Gabrary. The link will be in the description for this. I'm sort of running out of ideas. Not really much to say. I'm going to be honest. I'm not one to hide things. I have a couple of decks that are brewing, but I'm not refined to the way I like. Fire Eye sort of been shelved a little bit because I don't really like the current meta that it's in for it. So we're going to go over a couple different spoilers. It's been roughly, I think, a week since spoilers started coming out. And I figured, all right, it's time to discuss what's on the spoiler list. I do apologize. A lot of things are moving in the background here. Like, as soon as I want things ready, I keep on having to move it more. So we're going to go over a couple different spoilers, see what we've seen so far that weren't from the uh, release notes, and we're going to go through them all. As you can see here, we do have the CSR arts for everything, which is really nice. Ranger is really nice. I really like the night and day system here. This is really, really nice. Like, I thoroughly enjoy this. And we have our mighty Tenoris abs. Abs, abs, abs. It's what we like. So we're going to go through a little bit. And the first card I think we have a little different is Into the Fray. Up to one target ally you control gets +1 until end of the turn for each ally you control. So this is really going to be well back into those swarmy decks. I like it. I mean, it goes for Inspiring Call. It has the floating memory, which makes it really well. But I think having this one ally might be a really good finisher, as we've seen in TCG's video for the spoil the card, using it to get in for an attack or retaliate, and then using it to get in pretty much a strong amount of damage. This card's going to be pretty good, especially the floating memory. I like that it's Guardian. Guardian support is something I really want to see more of, and I think this card's going to do pretty well so far, just based on what we're seeing shape up. Navigate the Streets. One cost, Glimpse 1 plus X, where X is the amount of domains you control, and it's a Ranger skill. Floating memory. Okay. I mean, the art's nice. I love the art. The art's beautiful. The sort of stacking background a little bit, early industrial era on top of the automaton with the skirt. I mean, I really like the art for this. I'm torn on this card. This card's pretty good because it's a Glimpse 1 floating memory on its own, which is pretty good. Just like peeking, scrying the top, and then putting it top or bottom really helps you fix your deck, which is going to be good in a lot of things, especially with the floating memory is not class bonus restricted. So I think this card's going to see a decent amount of play in decks that aren't just Ranger. The domain, I guess, is its limiting factor. It isn't uncommon, so it doesn't shock me too much, but we really got to see if there's more domains coming out. I'm not sold on what's going to happen with this. Like, amount of domain you control could be good if we have a lot more other domains, but I think right now domains are sort of weak because they really hinder your play as a whole. So let's see on that a little bit more. And the next card we have is Sidestep. So Sidestep's a 2 cost. This card costs 1 to activate if you're level 2+, so almost a 1. Target ally gains stealth to end of turn. So this card reminds me a lot of Conceal, which I'm going to put somewhere here, there, maybe there. Conceal. Conceal is another one that gives your ally stealth. It's a 5 cost. This card's a little bit better. Worse and better at the same time, because better because it's a 1 cost, but worse because it only targets one ally to end of turn. So it might be able to set up some things overall, but it's going to be a little bit limiting in that step. I think Assassin might do well. Anything that really wants to sneak through his damage through, say, any taunters is going to do well as perfectly well, possibly. But this can also be used in light of, say, Smoke Bomb. It's multiple copies, so you don't have to Smoke Bomb your opponent's Majestic Spirit. You can use it to Smoke Bomb. I mean, you can use the Sidestep your opponent's Majestic Spirit to give it stealth that way, and then attack in for free from there. Because it's not target ally that you control, it says target ally. So I think this is a card that is going to be played a lot, maybe a sideboard option instead of the Smoke Bomb. Let me scroll down. We do have Crimson Tier. Oh, we're going to pull up the CSR version because the CSR version is beautiful. This is a card from Red Zone Rogues YouTube channel. I'm not sure if I said it earlier, but all the YouTube spoilers that people are posting, you can find it on Gabrary. We do have a content creator section, and with the content creator section, you can find the most recent posted video. So make sure to check out all the content creators there. Give them some love, give them some likes and subscribes. And yeah, keep on showing them that you love the support that they're doing for Grand Archive. But back to the card. So Crimson Tier is a unique ally assassin automaton. Level 1, as long as Crimson Tier is attacking or retaliating against a human, it gets +1 attack. which is really good because, as Resident Rogue stated, all champions right now in the game are humans. So no matter if you're attacking a champion, you're going to deal 3 damage in some form, shape, or way, either attacking or retaliating. And then we have level 2 is when you activate a reaction card that target Crimson Tier, draw this card into your memory. Then if it's not your turn, wake up Crimson Tier. This card, the level 2 ability can be really, really good. We don't have too many cards right now that are really targeting, let's say, allies. You have, as we stated before, we have Sidestep here. We have Into the Fray, which also targets, which might give us the on-tap ability of Wake Up and Draw cards to memory to refresh themselves. So we might see something that's really going all in on the one pump sort of style, or maybe fire allies or anything like that. Really might go away from the Rending Flames combo into the building ally wide targeting, pumping, untapping, like getting a lot of interactions to keep on refilling their hand and keep up the tempo in an aggro deck. So I think Crimson Tier is going to be really good. I don't know if this will be a meta card yet, but I will say I'm not going to be surprised if this card really comes into the meta as a whole and it sort of sneaks through at one point and then just starts dominating as people figure out how to build with this card. We have probably one of my favorite cards, and sadly I don't have a better image of it. Sort of just what was sent. We just get dealt with what we're dealt with on what's shared from Sildar. Yeah, Sildar, I'm looking at you. Sildar shared Tether and Flames. Class bonus, this card costs 2 to activate. This is a cleric spell, so we might have some cleric burn happening. But negate target activation, so negate as in counter spell, as in pretty much don't allow the activation to happen unless its controller has Tether and Flames, deal 1 plus level unpreventable damage. So if you say your opponent is casting Increasing Magistry, you decide to Tether and Flame it, the opponent goes, okay, it's negated, but they choose, no, I do not want it to be negated. Tether and Flames will then deal 1 plus your level, so if you're level 3, it'll do 4 damage to the Increasing Magistry's controller. That way it sort of sets it up so everything is ready to go. Rise is going to probably be playing this spell. You don't get the class bonus effect, but a 3 cost to do it. It's really good, setting up some extra damage across the board into your opponent. I am going to look at a couple different cards here as well. We have Dahlia, Idyllic Dreamer. So Idyllic Dreamer is on attack, look at the top card of your deck. If it's a water element card, you may put it into your graveyard for a class bonus or ranger. Really good for the mill decks. And then it has range X, where X is the amount of water element cards in your graveyard. There is a note for range. Range is only for attacks, not retaliate. So it's only for when you're attacking. The range effect comes into play. But this card is going to be really good at filtering decks. Like Water's getting a lot of good filter cards right now. And the fact that we're getting more and more filter cards as a whole, I think is really speaking to the power level that they want Water to be at. Water felt like it was really disappointing going on early on. There wasn't a way to filter through your deck, wasn't a way to draw cards or do multiple things. And setting this up right now is really, I think, improving the standpoint of Water. But with that said, Water's still lacking a little bit in the department. This is a class bonus on luck attack, so they're really trying to push, I think, Water Ranger, because as we also see here, we have Freezing Round, where you load the bullet and it's going to go ahead and do a chilling touch effect, which is also Ranger. So they're really trying to set up right now a certain path for Water Ranger, and I don't know how well it will be till we get more spoilers down the road. But something that I'm definitely going to keep an eye on, because as much as I want to play Guardian, if Water Ranger is a really combo-y, a little bit control mixed in with it style deck, like Ranger is going to be something in play. I'm going to end up joining the Ranger simps over here with Diana. But so far, Tenoris is still the best because, I mean, abs. Moving on down, we hit into some more TCG spoilers. By TCG, I mean True German Gaming. We hit the card of Cyclonic Strike, which is a 4 cost, suppress target ally you don't control for 0, which is a really good class bonus. You can bounce your opponent's Deer, you can bounce their Taunting unit, you can bounce a whole bunch of things. Granted, this will -2 attack, but it's really going to help you maybe get in a big swing if your opponent is playing a control matchup with only 1 taunter and you're running allies. This could really help you get in there for that extra damage as a whole and then push everything forward. This card's going to be really, really interesting. I'm not sure if I'm sold on how good it is yet, because you're running a couple other cards in this list that could be Displace, Zephyr, Reclaim. Granted, some of those don't target your opponent's stuff, but you have ways around it. You don't have to run the Cyclonic Strike to rely on this class points to really only do 2 damage. But I think Wind's going to get really strong. As you see, his beautiful art, by the way, of Rose Eternal Paragon. Has Intercept True Sight on a 2/3, Pretty good body stat line for it. Pretty much is a little bit different. Not too much different. Actually, a slightly better version of Frostborn Paladin in a sense that has True Sight and it's a fast activation with 4. And it has the stat line as well as level 2 on enter. You may change the target of an attack to her. If you do, you get +1 life. So it resembles the Frostborn Paladin where you can get 4 life on the attack. Problem is, it doesn't stay overall, which is sort of putting it, I want to say, on the same level because this card would be pretty strong otherwise. But for 4 cost, it's a pretty well balanced card, I think, and it's a really beautiful CSR. I'm liking everything about this. The town looks a little bit different. The signature's really well. The flowing of the cape, the wind elements around it. Like, there's going to be so many CSRs in this that I'm going to want to get, and it's going to be absolutely ridiculous. And as we scroll down, I think that is, yes, that is where we are right now in our current spoiler list. There isn't too much overall. That's Miss World. We have another one coming out today from Leo. We have a couple others coming out this week. But that's sort of just my idea so far. The spoilers, a little bit of reaction and how everything's happening. And with that, I will leave you one thing and say abs. Abs, abs, abs. 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 Abs, abs. But have a good one, everyone. I'll talk to you later. Peace.